Victor Vran. Become Victor, hunter of demons. Forge your own hero on a quest to liberate the cursed city of Zagoravia. Vanquish the servants of darkness as you battle with the burdens of life left behind. You will require great skill to defeat your enemies. Look your very best and reinforce your playstyle with a monumental arsenal of powerful weapons, game-changing outfits, and of course wicked demon powers and fate-binding destiny cards. You must redefine how you play at any moment, even in the heat of battle. Modify your demon-slaying loadout as you dodge deadly attacks, leap from towering locations and crush the skulls of your foes. That is Victor Vran, that was the word of the developer. But in my words, Victor Vran is awesome. I mean, if you do like Diablo, or you liked any Baldur's Gate games or series, you will love this as well. It's definitely humor-packed and makes fun of many well-known books and movies, including Twilight series and even Pulp Fiction. Not only is the base game good, but I must take my hat off, if I should ever wear one, in front of those DLCs. The funny thing is that this game released on 2015 and it totally flew past me. I just found it on a shelf of local electronics store as I was looking for something to play while God of War would be released. But what is Victor Vran, and why did I miss the initial release? One thing I can say is that the name of the game is stupid as fuck.
Well, hello.
I mean, I get it, it's the name of the character, name of the main character to be specific. But you don't see Witcher coming out and saying the game Geralt of Rivia. No, or movie Scarface named like Tony Montana. It doesn't happen. The name doesn't say much, thus it can be overlooked. This might be the reason why it didn't stand out at the time. Metal Gear, Phantom Pain and The Witcher were released on the same year and they took the bigger portion of my time. And because of those huge titles, Victor Vran just might not had that much publicity. On the retrospect, it was the best year in gaming, for me at least, in the long time. It was also a year for Fallout 4 and Evolve and Bloodborne, which I actually didn't play. Which brings me to the subject of picking up new games. As I was looking for new games, a mother and her 10-year-old son walked in the store as well. The kid had no idea what game to pick and left the decision to his mother and this incompetent yet helpful salesman in the store. Now why am I bringing this up? Because this is the fucking reason why shitty games make sales. Cause a stupid, half-time, no-speaking salesman manages to totally dismiss Far Cry 5 and between making noises, he finds a copy of dusty old Call of Duty World War II and says, this is a good game. I was thinking about slapping some sense into this guy and tell him that he's a disgrace to all the gamers in the world. The point I'm trying to make is that it's a bad choice to trust someone who needs to make a sale and not even a good one, just to get rid of this shit on the shelves, cause good games sell on their own. So always, do your own due diligence, watch reviews, read something, read anything about the development or just spend time in Reddit and read some comments. Just try to know what you are into and do not go into store just winging it. 80% of the times I've done this, I had my balls whacked. They take your money and they put a fist between your legs.
Cockpuncher.
So, I mean, if you have a friend working there, you can trust him or listen to the guy at least. But some stranger will just sell you a shit sandwich just for the sake of it. But please, let's get back on the topic in hand. Victor Vran, a good game. A game for modern top-down RPG fan. Level up your character, collect gold and loot and transmute your gear into better gear, upgrade your weapons and armor. Try to stick to a build, because that shit expensive. There are even tons of skills in the form of cards, which are fully customizable to your game style. All upgradable, and I mean you can choose whatever you like the best and spend weeks on end finding the ones you love. Loads of fun to be had. Storyline is not that compelling, but in the mists of gameplay you will forget all about it. First good thing about this game I noticed was that this game was all narrated, no texts only. Text plus narration.
Friend, the Mad Hatter.
Please make yourself at home. Care for some death?
Perfect, thank you. Unlike Pillars of Eternity, a game I wanted to like so much. But it's just, I hate fucking reading through so much text, so I gave up on Pillars of Eternity after 4 hours of gameplay. I hate myself for it. I hate myself for giving up that easily. Reading those texts just broke my immersion, and it took me a long time because I'm a slow reader. So thank you, Victor Vran, for the voiceovers. And speaking of the voiceovers, my favorite part is Victor Vran's voiceover done by Doc Cockle, Mr. Witcher himself. This truly makes the game so nice. I hear the burning wood crackling, the wind hollowing each time he talks.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher with tenure.
I feel I need to take a breather from killing just to find Ciri each time his soothing voice pets my ears.
The land of no return, where darkness won, and we demon hunters lost.
But what about the gameplay? Gameplay is solid. It's definitely at the level of Blizzard's capabilities. Really good job for an independent Bulgarian studio. Heimimount Games, 60 passionate developers, who also brought us Tropico series and their latest work, Surviving Mars. What I enjoy about Victor Vran is the technological variety of guns. Not only have you got hammers and swords, even a Star Wars sword is available, but you can use futuristic laser and Tesla guns. Some weapons are ridiculously funny, like a chicken gun. I mean, there's a trophy in the game that shoot 200 chickens. I walked all over the lands to find chickens to shoot, pumpkins I found, but no chickens. Where the fuck are the chickens? When I saw a chicken blaster in my inventory, I knew that I had to use this to shoot out chickens that explode. How cool is that? And not only the guns, but also a lot of enemies are somewhat mocking classical franchises. Besides fighting against skeletons, spiders and vampires, you also fight against Orgasmotron and dancing disco zombies. Hilarious! Game offers tons of extra content with 2 DLCs, both ranging from 20 to 40 hours of extra gameplay. It's just depending on your eagerness to find cool stuff. So, like, even without a good, engaging story, the game manages to offer extremely fun gameplay. Every level has its own unique quests and challenges for you to complete. You almost never feel the obvious grind of monsters. Because of the game, it keeps you playing in different ways to challenge you, or it keeps you entertained with well-suited or even totally off-context music, weird monster names and ridiculous weapons. And if you combine those with leveling, crafting, skills and collecting loot, you get a masterpiece. You get Victor Vran. Now, I'm not saying Victor Vran is a masterpiece, far from it. But the gameplay it offers, levels are diverse and full of challenges. And after all, it's all about fun, and Victor Vran delivers. It's definitely worth picking up if you're a fan of this genre. And some people aren't, they just don't like top-down RPGs. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So, I've said everything good about it. But are there any bad things to say? There always is, isn't there? Have you ever found the perfect game? The game that keeps you as a player addicted and leaves an emotional mark on you even years after playing it. For me, I've found that Red Alert Retaliation, Resident Evil Nemesis and Metal Gear Solid were the perfect games, because there was nothing at that time to compare them to. They were the revolution, and it's hard to evaluate a game that sets a new path for gaming. Victor Vran, on the other hand, has a lot of competition. Diablo Trilogy, Pillars of Eternity, Baldur's Gate and heck even Fallout Brotherhood of Steel released on PS2 in 2004. The genre is not new, far from it, in fact it's the opposite. Now what would I have loved more in Victor Vran is definitely more soothing and funny story. Nothing serious, just something totally ridiculous, and the main thing, more cutscenes please, thank you very much. That's the first time I've said it. More cutscenes, that is. Not much, like take 1% out of Call of Duty and you have enough. So the game stands on its own, and it doesn't need to be a revolution, and it's not even aiming to be. It's just fun and entertaining, and that it accomplishes well. It gives you weeks and hell, even months of gameplay. I've found some articles of players who had maxed out everything. The time you can put in this game is definitely hundreds or even couple of hundreds of hours, no doubt about that. Multiplayer and online options are also available. Does the game bring something new on the table? No. Does it make a statement? Yes, definitely! It lets you know that you don't need the seriousness in these types of games. And this is what I enjoyed the most. The funny side of it. So, that kind of does it. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, smash that like, hit that bell, and if you dare, subscribe as well. I'm Sillyllamaz. Until next time.